Ascaris lumbricoids. Life cycle of Ascaris lumbricoids. In the life cycle of Ascaris, there is no secondary host. The life cycle of Ascaris is monogenetic as it involves only one host, that is man. So hello friends, today we are going to discuss about Ascaris lumbricoids life cycle and pathogenicity. So below are some life cycle stages that we are going to discuss about. Egg and feces. The sexually mature female produces as many as 2 lakh eggs per day, which are shed along with feces in unembryonated form. They are non-infective. Then the second stage is development in soil. Embryonation occurs in the soil at an optimum temperature of 20 to 25 degree with sufficient moisture and oxygen. The infective larva develops within the egg in about 3 to 6 weeks. So the infective larva develops within the egg in about 3 to 6 weeks. Then the third stage is infection to host. Man occurs infection directly by swallowing the infected egg of Ascaris containing the infective second stage rabbitoid larva with contaminated food and water. When the infected egg reaches the small intestine of the host by the action of digestive juice, the eggs are dissolved and the juveniles, that is second stage larvae, are set free. The juveniles are about 0.2 to 0.3 mm long and 13 to 15 mu in diameter and have the same structures as adult except for reproductive organs. The larva doesn't develop in the intestine, but it starts to bore the intestine wall of the host and enter the mesenteric circulation and pass through the hepatic portal vein to enter the liver. So from the liver, it finally reaches the right side of the heart through a post-caval vein. From the heart, it is transported to the lung via the pulmonary artery and remains a few days and increases in size. In the lungs, juveniles rupture the blood capillaries and enter the alveoli where they live for few days and increases in size and mold to become third stage larva, which again mold to become fourth stage larva, which has grown to length by 2 to 3 mm. Fourth stage larva leaves the long alveoli and makes its way through bronchioles and bronchus into the trachea. From the trachea, it reaches the pharynx, from where it is coughed off and then swallowed for the second time into the gut or small intestine. In the intestine, fourth and the final molting takes place, and in about 60 to 75 days, they become an adult. Adult attains sexual maturity within 8 to 10 weeks. The lifespan of a parasite is 12 to 18 months. Then the pathogenicity of Ascaris lumbricoids. First step is by migrating larvae. They are more injurious than adult worm by causing hemorrhages. They make blocks the intestine and the appendix. They have wandering habits due to which they may enter the bile and pancreatic ducts and interfere with digestion or may injure the intestine and cause peritonitis. The migrating larvae cause pathological lesions. The severity of lesions depends upon the sensitivity of the host, nutritional status of the host and the number of migrating larvae. During migration and molding through lungs, larvae may cause acute pneumonia with fatal consequences. Frequently infection followed by low-grade fever, cough, anemia, leukocytosis and eosinophilia. Second one is by adults. Few worms in the intestine produce no major symptoms but sometimes give abdominal pain, especially in children. Adults usually cause enteritis and through their migration into the vermiform appendix, gallbladder and common bile duct may cause inflammation of these structures. The worm produces the toxin which irritates the mucous membrane of the gut or prevents digestion of proteins by the host, or they may cause general nervousness, delirium or convulsion. A large number of adult worms affect the nutritional status of the host by robbing nutrition. A substance is produced by a worm combines with trypsin, thus interfering the protein digestion which leads to protein deficiency. In children, the infection is more common which results in dull mental capacity, malnutrition and stunt growth. The metabolites of living or dead worm are toxic and immunogenic. Lumbricoids are also produces various allergic toxin which manifest fever, conjunctivitis and irritation. The presence of few parasites in worm may result in intestine colic pains, abdominal discomfort, diarrhea, vomiting and mild temperatures. So these are life cycle and pathogenicity of Ascaris lumbricoids.